Hey, hey, Intuitive Soul Tribe. Mel, Intuitive Soul Coach here, excited to dive into the collective. We have a really exciting reading for you today. So welcome back if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are interested in a personal reading or entering into the free monthly reading giveaway, you can find both of those links in the description box below. All right, why am I so excited about this reading? Because we're going to talk about Mercury retrograde. And as I was sitting in meditation, connecting with spirit, asking, what does our intuitive soul tribe need to know? What does the collective need to know at this time? And the message I heard was optical illusions, which is quite interesting because Mercury going retrograde is actually an optical illusion, our mind playing tricks on us. Mercury isn't retrograding. It's not actually going backwards, but this is a time where a lot of things get jumbled up. A lot of things play tricks on us. But today we're going to talk about how this is going to affect you. We're going to take a look at some messages that came in from spirit as well. So I'm really excited to share those with you. And we'll take a look at what you can do at this time to increase the energies that are actually bringing about some really beautiful changes in our lives. And what I heard was blast from the past or second life, second shot at life. And a lot of times, every time you hear Mercury gone retrograde, you hear all of the disastrous things that can happen. You hear of the exes coming in. Now, I'm not saying those things aren't going to happen, but that's not what this reading is about. We'll talk about some of the things that are really beneficial and positive coming in at this time. Even if it shakes things up a little bit, I feel it's for the better. So thank you again for being here. August 23rd, Mercury went retrograde in the sign of Virgo and will continue to retrograde through September 15th. And Mercury rules communication, technology, currencies, traveling. Mercury is a very speedy energy, speedy planet. So when it tends to go retrograde, it slows things down and sometimes it can wreak havoc in those areas. I do feel, however, I'm getting the signs. What Spirit's giving me here is there's going to be additional signs that aren't like your normal retrograde when Mercury goes retrograde. So what I'm picking up on here is intuition will be heightened at this time, more so than normal. So what that means is pay attention to those dreams, pay attention to the songs on the radio, messages that show up out of the blue, that billboard that has a message for you. What someone has on their t-shirt, a logo or a symbol could mean something for you. It could be that conversation that you overhear while you are picking up your Starbucks coffee. Whatever it is, you're receiving signs and your intuition is heightened, specifically when you're out in nature and animals as well. Spirit was giving me that animals may start to act a little bit goofy. This may also pertain to children, well, humans in general, right? Humans can act goofy, but I feel like there's going to be an extra sense of humor, an extra sense of goofiness, maybe even a little bit of forgetfulness. You may forget that you are, wearing glasses on your head when you're looking for them, right? You may be thinking, I need to find my phone to use the calculator, but you're actually holding it in your hand. So we may see more things like that showing up. So just a goofy energy. I'm also getting here unexplained itching, rashes, skin issues, things of that nature. Now, nothing to be too concerned about. Of course, if you are concerned, please seek medical professional guidance. But I am getting here some unexplainable itching. Unless you went and rolled in a bush of poison ivy, that itch that may be showing up on your hands or your feet, I feel like those are signs and messages from Spirit as well. Now, I'm also getting here ears. The ears may show up as silence, complete silence for a couple seconds. It may actually seem like it goes on longer, but it may actually be a few seconds where there's complete silence. I'm also getting ringing in the ears, as well as heightened sense of hearing as well. So you may have, you're able to hear or pick up on things that other people say. I also feel that things may feel a little bit off because, again, optical illusion was the main theme. So you may start to see things, and you may say your mind is playing tricks on you. Please trust that if these are signs and symbols from the universe, I feel like it's not an optical illusion. Let's say you see something in the sky, or if you see an apparition show up in front of you, or you see something that you feel may or may not be there. Trust your intuition and connect with your higher self, connect with your guides, your angels, source energy, and say, what does this mean for me at this time? Because again, a lot of things are coming up around this retrograde. I feel like this is a very special one as well. It's not your normal Mercury gone retrograde. This is really a time to listen, a time to understand. It's a time to be understood and heard as well. So a lot of times you hear me talk about retrograde season, and I focus on all of the REs: replenishment, rejuvenation, reprioritizing, reevaluating. So yes, we can certainly do those things at this time as well. But I'm also getting that for those of you who have struggled with some sort of communication, whether it be with a family member, with a real estate agent, with someone that you work with a lover, I do feel that this is an opportunity to get to the root of the issue. Why are we not communicating? Are we jiving because the energies are completely different? Is this something that we can meet in the middle, negotiate, compromise? Do I need to go with someone new here? I also sense that the things that we may have been taught, or the things that you may believe that are good for you, again, optical illusion. So something's going to burst here for you in your world, but in a good way. It's like burst in that bubble, or, diving into something. It may feel a little bit foreign, but ultimately there's going to be a big sense of relief once it bursts here. Now, we're going to take a look at the messages that are showing up here in the cards, but I'm still going to share with you what's coming through. I actually had to take notes. There was so much coming in at once. I was also getting the name, Jules, Julie, or Julia, or Jewel. Okay, that could be a place, a location, a name. I'm also getting here earthquake. So you may live in a place that has recently had an earthquake, or earthquake energy could be prevalent for whatever reason. Maybe it is something that happens in the geographical location or surrounding that you are in, or you could be in a location that's never had an earthquake, but one shows up at this time. Again, optical illusion or not, you can decide. I'm sure if you see a big crack in the ground, or if you see items that have fell onto the ground in your home, or fell onto the floor, that's not necessarily an optical illusion, right? So you're going to see proof of the evidence is what I'm getting here for you as well. Now, the cards that we have up here, we have family. Family is very important for a lot of you. This is a time for us to connect and call in our soul tribe, okay? Now, of course, we hear all the time about blasts from the past, ex coming in, or exes coming in, reaching out at this time. What I would tell you around that is, don't let old emotional wounds make new emotional decisions. And that's why you have the choice card. So I'm going to repeat that. Don't let old emotional wounds make new emotional decisions. Now, of course, there are going to be choices we make each and every single day. That's inevitable. But if there is an old wound that is coming up for you at this time, it is your responsibility to take a look at it from your point of view. What is best for you, instead of letting someone else make that choice for you. And I'm also feeling, if some of you have gone through a period of a separation, of some sort of divorce, a loss, some family struggles, family dynamics, it's important to not make choices from deep pain or something that's highly emotional to you. Wait until the dust settles a bit, or wait until you have maybe a little more clear thinking as well. Okay, because some of you are too emotionally invested in a situation to make the decision that's in your highest good. Now, we do have ancestral healing, and this makes complete sense as well because, like I said, children may be acting a little bit funny. Animals are acting funny. You may have heightened intuition. And I also sense that some of you, you're going to feel, I'm getting here left energy, and this has been coming up a lot. The left side of the body is that feminine. It's receptivity. It's about that mothering energy. Mother God, Mother Earth, the Mother Gaia, right? It could be your own mother wounds. You may be a mother. This could be mother and child, mother and daughter. So I do feel here for you that some of you may have some sort of unexplained itching, and that could be a sign of ancestral healing as well. Now, when it comes to family, you have an opportunity here, and this is what may be a little bit different in this retrograde. Is this is a time for you to really connect on a deep level, for you to really truly understand the depths of your happiness and how to heal and mend so you can have that second chance. And what did we say in the very beginning? We said here, time to, let's see, what was it? Blast from the past or second chance at life. And your final card actually here is second chance. So I'm really excited about this here. Now you have a second chance to call in your soul tribe, to mend some family rifts, to heal some ancestral wounding, to leave behind a legacy. And yes, I'm talking to you. This is about you leaving behind this legacy where you're leaving behind new patterns, new beliefs, new ways of doing life, new ways of dealing with abandonment, rejection, addictions, trauma, patterns that have played out many, many, many lifetimes when it comes to your family bloodline and your ties. This is the time for you to pass some new things down the line. Even if you don't have children yourself, some of you may be touching lives of others that are not related to you. It may be through your work, through your business, through your career. And that's something showing up quite strong. And for those of you that are spiritual workers, healers, if you are looking to increase your intuition at this time, now is the time to do it. Go inward, meditate more, get out in nature, really open up that receptive side of yourself, that feminine, because you may be well aware there's masculine and feminine in each and every single one of us, regardless if we're female or male. And this feminine side is really opening up, which is interesting because Mercury to me is more masculine. So it sounds ironic, but it makes complete sense. When Mercury tends to go retrograde, a lot of these reversals or flip sides can come out. And so now is a good time to actually communicate, heal some rifts within you first, of course, and then branch off and work with others if that is what you are being called to do. This is about you setting a foundation, firm foundation that you can pass on. It's healing some parental wounds. If you're looking to get pregnant, now could be a time to do so. And this is also Empress energy, about giving life, right? Giving life to your ideas, bringing about some old things that you wanted to do as a child. Maybe you've always wanted to be a teacher or be a scientist, whatever this is here for you. Don't limit yourself. Use this time to pay attention to the intuition, the intuitive nudges, pay attention to the signs and symbols, but most importantly, pay attention to what your heart wants, because it's being highlighted here for you. This is a time for rebirth. Now you do have some choices. This is all about using that free will of yours. That is a gift that we all have. We can choose one direction or the other. And some of you are fearful because maybe you haven't made the best decision in the past. But what did you learn from that? Right? We all have made some sort of choice or decision in our lives where maybe we said, well, I should have went that way. I should have went that way. Right? But I feel like you are growing and learning from those decisions. Now, for those of you looking for additional resources, they are becoming available to you at this time. This can also be where you feel like you're between worlds, right? You haven't quite exited one situation, one energy, one relationship, and you may be wanting to move forward, but you still feel like you're in between here. So you're straddling the line a little bit is what I'm getting. And that's okay, because It's time to allow yourself to expand, and it's time to say to yourself, well, what feels good for me? What intuitive nudges am I feeling at this time? What do I need to do to move forward on my path? I'm also getting that some of you, you need a second opinion. I'm getting second opinion. There could be some backup advice coming in, possibly from professionals. There may be certain things that resonated at one time. So for example, maybe you are watching a couple of different readers on YouTube, and a reader that you've resonated with for a long time, they may start to say things that it doesn't resonate. Now, it doesn't mean that's not your reader, but I feel like it's your call to action to think outside the box, to explore something new, right? Same with me. If something's not resonating, please, by all means, find who does resonate and come back maybe at a later time or a different time, or check out a different sign. But you're being guided at this time to step outside the box. And if something doesn't feel right, don't hang on to it. I find that this has happened so many times. I've had clients come to me saying, Mel, I've been hexed, or I've been cursed. This person told me I'm doom or gloom, that I'm going to have this tower moment, or this is going to happen. Don't hang on to the bad. Now, of course, it doesn't mean that that person is wrong. There certainly could be some challenges and struggles that you're going through, but don't catastrophize a situation that doesn't exist, right? Because what that does is it puts us in anxiety, it puts us in worry, where we don't need to go there. We can deal with it when the time comes. And some of you are saying, well, Melissa, I already feel anxiety, I already feel worry. Are you feeling it because it's right in your present, in your focus? Or is it something based on a choice that you've made in the past, or a fear of making a choice in the future? We need to focus on being in the now. And that's what this retrograde is about as well. Focusing on the present, focusing on how we communicate. Again, listening to understand instead of listening to respond. Next, some of you, you're traveling, and this could be a fear. Oh no, I'm traveling in retrograde. Things are going to go south. Again, the example that I just gave you can be the same for Mercury retrograde. It doesn't mean that there's going to be disasters happening. It doesn't mean that you're going to miss that flight and you're going to be delayed by 5 days and your trip's going to be a disaster. Don't let these things play out in your life, because that in itself could be an optical illusion, right? So some of you that are traveling, I do feel, yes, of course, it's always important to read the fine print. It's always important to double check, read the disclaimer, see what's covered, pack that insurance, whatever it is. It's something that you would do anyway. But this is just get a second opinion, get a second set of eyes here. Now, some of you are planning to travel. It could be for later in the year. Some of you may be planning a trip, or you may actually be traveling between the 23rd of August and September 15th. I feel for those of you that are traveling, I feel good. I feel good about this energy. Just watch out for overspending is what I'm getting here as well. Drink plenty of water. There could be some changes around this time on a global level when it comes to travel, right? Because again, technology, currencies, currency could be a little bit of a change. Now, this isn't, again, something that's new. If you are traveling from one country to another country and the currency is completely different and you're not familiar with it, it's something that you would have to find out anyway, right? So just double check, make sure your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted, right? So when it comes to travel, I feel really good about this. In fact, you actually have a card here of travel. You have the Page of Coins. So just keep yourself open to discovering new things, to understanding, and to decide for yourself instead of letting other people make the decision. This would be a really good time to recognize that there's opportunities here for you. Now, you do have the gypsy soul, you have tourism, new land, some of you vacationing or backpacking, or you're thinking about travel. You could be planning a trip for next year as well. I am getting here Berlin. Some of you may live there. You may be visiting Berlin as well. It could be your birthplace. Please take that as it resonates. Next, we have action, which is interesting because it sounds, again, counterintuitive, because retrograde can be a time of reflection versus action, right? Going inward. But what I get here is this is internal action. This is about resolving anything in here that feels unsettled. It is all about you taking a look at what you need to and taking charge of yourself. I also get physical body. Okay, if your body's been talking to you lately, but you've been hushing it aside, not listening, feeding your body things that it really doesn't want, or doing things that your body just doesn't agree with, you're going to feel it. I'm also getting here bodily noises may show up for you more so during this retrograde. Now, I don't think I need to make those noises out loud here. You probably know what I'm talking about, but you also could hear interesting noises coming from your solar plexus, so your stomach groaning and grumbling. You may have extra air bubbles, extra, what's the professional word? Flatulence, right? There could be burping out of one end or the other is what I'm getting here as well. So pay attention to the body and what you put into your body. Drink, stay hydrated, drink fluids that are going to help you feel good. Put healthy foods into your body. If you can, get out there, take a walk, get out in nature, go put your hand on a tree. Put your bare feet in the grass if you are living in a place where there's grass. Okay, this is about movement, and I'm getting here, this is internal momentum and motivation that's going to give you more energy. Okay, so some of you, your adrenals have been impacted. Some of you haven't had the momentum or the energy. Now, yes, things are speeding up here in the external, but with this card, I really get that it's important to pay attention to your gut instincts, just like this cat does, pays attention. It doesn't second guess itself, right? It doesn't say, oh, I think I'm going to go for that gazelle right now, but maybe I'll just, wait for 5 minutes and then maybe I'll get 2 for 1. No, it doesn't sit there and contemplate. It goes with its gut instincts. It says, I'm hungry. I'm going to go get that gazelle right now. And so I feel like that's important for you as well. If your body has a craving, or if you want to say yes to something or say no, remember that those are complete sentences. Say yes, say no, set healthy boundaries, and take action on whatever you're being guided to take action on internally. Because you'll see the physical or the external shift following right behind it. Now, your final card here is Second Chance, which I love because, again, I might have to title your reading here, The Blast from the Past or Second Chance at Life, or a combination of both for some of you. But this is a second chance to rewrite your story, right? If you're not liking the story that you are living in at this time, it's because you're not changing, the outcome, which you forget. We all forget at times, having this experience here on earth, that we are the writer, we're the author, we're the creator, we are the manifester. This is about us doing something over again. A lot of times forgiveness is what we get caught up on, right? We get caught up on the grudge or the bitterness or the anger or the resentment, those lower vibrations. I've been there. You've been there. We hang on to those things that have hurt us. We attach ourselves to specific outcomes when really, if we are to release, that is that true energy here of forgiveness. So that's something that we can work on at this time. Something that may have been rejected or denied to you, it's because there's a better offer coming in, or something that is suited to your soul's purpose that maybe you can't see right at this time. This is about trying again and not giving up, because you are a warrior. This is about you continuing to move forward and rebuilding, having that clean slate, starting over if you need to. Whatever this is, you have the opportunity to change the outcome of your story, or to rewrite it all together in a new book, a new chapter, whatever it is that you want to do. You're in charge, not anyone else, not your editor, right? Not the illustrator. You are the author of your story. And it's important, if you're looking for those things, right? And I'm not talking about just if you're writing a book, but in general, you have resources available. So resources is showing up with the choices. So you don't necessarily have to make these decisions by yourself, okay? This can be family, it could be friends, it could be professionals, but I feel like you have a new opportunity to rebuild based on something more solid for yourself, but it starts with going within. All right, beautiful. If you guys are liking this, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. It certainly helps get the divine channeled messages out there. Oh, I love this for you. Look at that. We have yes showing up. It says just say yes. And we just had a couple seconds spiel about saying yes and saying no. Because again, those are full sentences. Yes, exclamation point, no, double exclamation point, right? This is about you saying yes to those opportunities. There could be three of you, three sisters. Okay, three sisters may be getting together, possibly in Arizona. All right, there could be an energy here of Brazil, meeting up with friends in Brazil, possibly a wellness retreat as well. Just say yes. Okay, for those of you that are being offered these additional resources, just say yes. Some of you may feel a little bit caught up where you feel like you have to be many different people because there's three of her at this time or in this illustration. But I feel like it's important for you to be who you need to be for you first and foremost. And if you have enough, if you have extra energy left over, then of course, there's something you're being asked to do, I'm seeing here as well. There could be a special message that comes your way. There could be some intuitive guidance that you're being guided to share with others, share with the world, or to speak up about. I am getting throat chakra activation as well. So different things that you can do here. Express yourself through art, through speaking, through storytelling, which we have that book here. So you may be guided to share your story. Some of you are astral traveling. You may be in numerous places at once, right? I feel like some of you could even be parallel jumping. There's quantum leaping happening here. There is healing generational wounds. You may be going flash forward here. You could be dreaming of things that happen in the future. Some of you are crossing into different realms is what I'm getting here for you. Anyway, just say yes to the things that you want to say yes to. Next, you have play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Maybe that's why the animals are acting goofy. Maybe that's why humans are acting goofy. Just so you look at them and instead of shaking your head and saying, what does this world come to? Maybe it's to bring a little bit more laughter into your life. For those of you that have been taking life so darn serious, shake it off. Let's shake it off. You know, go out there and just start shaking your arms, shaking your legs. Better yet, go do it in the middle of a park where everybody can see you, right? Just be goofy. Now, some of you are thinking, Melissa, what are you on here? But really, we need to play. We need to have fun. This would be a wonderful time to bring out that inner child. Let him or her come out to play. Be silly, be fun, be spontaneous. Do something you haven't done in a while. Draw, paint, re-invite that inner child to explore, right? Explore. Where have you always wanted to go? Who have you always wanted to become? This would be a perfect time to watch that, adventure movie. Watch an adventure movie with your family, okay, or by yourself. Some of you may be binge watching movies, maybe from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, whenever you were born. You may be watching some movies that you haven't watched in quite some time, or you could hear some songs on the radio that you haven't. It could even be some sort of 90s or 80s beat bop music. Maybe you have this set to your Pandora station or to your Spotify. But I feel that some of you, you're going to have that blast from the past, but it's not in a way that the ex is coming back saying, baby, oh baby, I love you. This is blast from the past saying, what did you want to do as a child? Who were you? Who did you love, right? Did you have Jonathan Taylor Thomas on your, on your posters in your room? Did you have certain songs that you loved and you put on your tape player or your CD and listened to over and over? So these are things coming in for you. Some of you may also find old journals. You may find old journals, old diaries, old handwritten notes. It could even be love letters from someone that you've dated a while. That's why this Mercury retrograde is a little different. This isn't necessarily about all those catastrophe tower moments. I feel like you're releasing a lot, but you're having fun along the way. So this play card makes total sense. Let your hair down, have fun, try a food that you've never tried before. Get out there and boogie and show your awesome dance skills, even if it's the Macarena, right? Next you have Pleiades. It says double mission. You have a double mission. I feel if you're watching this video right now, you're a starseed, you're a light worker, you are a spiritual soul, which you are, having a human experience. We all are. But for those of you that are attracted to this energy, it's because you're vibrating here, because you are a channeler, and it is time for you, and you have been, it's not just time, this is something you've already been doing, is uplifting humanity. You have a purpose here that maybe you know about, maybe you don't. Maybe you're questioning every day, Mel, what direction do I go? What choice do I make? You are already doing it. You have a double mission, right? To be that spiritual being that you are, but also to have this human experience. And the human experience is to uplift humanity, and the spiritual is to channel. So blending the both of them for you, this is something that is coming in. And for those of you that haven't even touched any of your spiritual gifts, or you said, Melissa, I don't have a spiritual bone in my body. Okay, thank you, Spirit. I'm getting here Brit. Could be Great Britain, Britain, or Brittany. Please take that as it resonates. Anyway, for those of you that feel like you haven't really been able to grasp your spiritual gifts, get ready, because that's going to be the earthquake coming in where, whoa, you just had a downloaded dream and then you hear about it happening the next day. For others of you, you are dreaming about a person, you get a text the next day. Or for some of you, this is happening quickly. You think about them, boom, within 10 seconds or 10 minutes, they call you. So pay attention to those heightened gifts. That spiritual gift here that we each and every one of us have, it's definitely heightened here. All right, so the tarot cards pulled, these show up regardless of, if they're so-called lower vibrational cards or energies. We're reading them in a good way. I mean, I'll read them how they're coming out here, but all right, beautiful. For some of you, there's going to be some things that do come up. I'm just going to give you the bad first. We're going to dive with the bad or the negative. For some of you, there's going to be some loss coming in. I mean, we all have it. It can be inevitable at times. And if it is coming up, or if it's an emotional situation, what did we say earlier? Don't let emotional wounds make new emotional decisions. There is your message there. 5 of Cups is saying, let's heal the loss instead of letting that loss haunt us. You can be in charge of that loss, or it becomes in charge of you. And we want to focus on what we have right here, right in front of us. How can we do that, Melissa? How can we focus on, something new besides of the pain and the loss and the emotional turmoil? Gratitude. Gratitude is the antidote for so many of life's problems, right? When we can incorporate more gratitude and not just say, I'm grateful, we must believe it, right? We can say things till we're blue in the face, right? We can say things to others, or we can say things until, till the rooster crows. But what I'm getting here is you must believe that you are truly grateful. And sometimes, you are so empathic. Some of you are light workers or you're healers, and you pick up on the energies of not just what's going on within you, but around the world or with others. And it's definitely a loss. But when we can send energy, when we can physically do something, whether it is, sending a prayer, whether it is helping those less fortunate, even if it's holding the door open for someone, offering to help them with something. When we show service, love, compassion, and gratitude, that really shifts and alters our energy. And it can take the focus off of loss, and it can help us focus on right now. Because remember, right now is the gift. Being in the present is in fact the gift. So again, I'm going to read that because I did take notes here. I'm going to read that again, last but not least, or last time I should say, don't let old emotional wounds make new emotional decisions. Now, the other card you have is the 5 of Coins, but this is showing up in the reverse, which I like, because this is all about recovering that sense of stability. Because as we all know, since COVID or beyond, it could be anything in our lives, you've probably had a tower moment or 10. Some of you have had many. Job loss, relationships, setback, the loss physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually, heartache, heartbreak, health concerns, you broke a leg, you had an accident, whatever it was for you, you're you're still feeling the effects because our body keeps score. That's a really good book, by the way. Our body does keep score. Our brain hangs on to those memories. Even if we can't remember them, on a subconscious level, we remember them, right? So what's happening now is some of those things may be showing up for you, but it's to recover your sense of stability. This is about you overcoming some hard misfortunes that you have gone through here in the earthly realm. And some of you, it has to do with financial loss or some struggles within the home. This has been coming up lately, and it doesn't surprise me. This came up, Five of Coins, even prior to the wildfires, right? In Hawaii and, Canada and all around the world, which we know, that's a whole nother story here. I don't want to get banned from YouTube. We know there's more to that. We know. Five of Coins here is about recovering. How do we do that? Speaking up, voicing, helping, sharing, spreading the knowledge, becoming aware, right? That's what we are doing at this time. And we are uplifting humanity. That's your double mission here, right? Double mission, channeling and uplifting by speaking up, even if there's fear to do so. All right, now let's get to the good stuff here. You have the Page of Coins, the Page of Swords. You have a lot of, we have a lot of fun energy coming in, a lot of discovery, a lot of new opportunities, a lot of childlike innocence and happiness and inner child. Some of you are dealing with children. You may work in a daycare. Some of you take care of your children, your grandchildren. Page of Coins is recognizing an opportunity. Recognizing that you have an opportunity to do something different. And that's important for you to what? Just say yes, right? And play. If this has to do with your job, right? It's important to make sure that you are having fun doing it as well. It's important to say yes to new opportunities, new resources, new people, new travel, new adventures that can help you move forward in any way possible. Whether this is a job, whether it's a relationship, because some of you, you're coming up with new strategies. Page of Swords is using that left hemisphere and that right hemisphere and blending the two together. So your creative, intuitive thinking and that logical, rational thinking comes together to create solutions to any setbacks or challenges that you've had. I'm also getting here more energy. This goes hand in hand with the action that we were talking about earlier. Gaining more motivation and momentum to move forward and doing it through the eyes of a child. And what I mean by that is not in a foolish way or not knowing. Remember, you're an adult. You have plenty of experience under your belt. But can you open up to discovery just like a child does when they take their first steps? Just like a child does when they see a big chocolate cake in front of them, right? Or just like they go chasing the bubbles all around. They have this sense of discovery and this sense of excitement. Spirit is saying it's time for you to come home to that place within you. And last but not least here, you have the Star. The Star is a beautiful energy here of bright opportunities. And it's interesting because, again, you're very bright here. You have opportunities showing up with the Page of Swords as well as the Page of Coins. It says new opportunity. So what you're doing is you're actually connecting to yourself and connecting more with others. And if there is any communication, it's important for you not to make those decisions based on, emotional wounds, but to take a step back and really listen to understand. Listen to understand instead of immediately retaliating or rejecting or putting up a wall. What is this person really trying to tell me? Maybe that I'm not understanding clearly. Can I ask more questions? Could I be more empathetic? Could I be more sensitive to what this person's going through, and vice versa? Now, it doesn't always mean that we're going to get what we want, right, from the other person as well. Maybe it's our communication that is clear, but when we can shift how we come into our communication styles and our communication patterns, you'll see that something within the other person shifts as well. So you may actually notice that during this retrograde, there may be some sort of solutions that you're able to see that you weren't able to see before. Again, optical illusions. Maybe that was in the way prior, or maybe there's things that you're able to see differently this time around. But the star is all about healing. It's about bright opportunities. The star is a really beautiful energy of inspiration, hope, guidance, healing, positivity. It is about not giving up on those dreams, because the stars are aligning to make magic, to create magic. And it's actually right below the second chance here. So I'm really loving this energy here for you. Now, last but not least, let's get a message here from the wisdom of the Oracle. What else do we need to know right away? Beautiful. Thank you. I'm also seeing here triple eights. So some of you could be seeing 888, or you could be maybe born on the 8th. Some of you have 8 in your age or 8 in your phone number. And I'm talking either, I feel 888, but it could be that things show up within a 3-day time span as well. Let's take a look here. There's also a date here. It could be the 6th. I believe it's the 6th of September, depending on when you're watching this, that Jupiter actually conjuncts with retrograde with this Mercury. And it's a really lucky time. And I feel between the 6th and the 8th, this can be a really wonderful time for communication as well. There it is, serendipity. Serendipity has the 4-leaf clover. It's card 18. That's beautiful. 18 is the moon, optical illusions, right? That are actually allowing you to see things for what they are, and for you to see things in a new way, a new perspective. Serendipity is all about being at the right place at the right time. It is about the stars, which we have here, the stars aligning, destiny and fate intervening here to bring about great change. That's why I feel like this retrograde is different. It doesn't mean that we can't have some of the regular things that come up with retrograde, but I certainly feel like this is a really beautiful, powerful, insightful, impactful retrograde time. So again, August 23rd, 2023 through around September 15th, 2023, give or take a week before or after, we have the shadow period. This is a wonderful time for you. So for those of you that fear Mercury retrograde, or you tend to feel like things really amp up in a negative way, hopefully this reading helped calm some of those fears, because not all is doom and gloom. Your final card is serendipity here. So being at the right place at the right time. We're just going to take a look here and read the oracle message from the guidebook, and look at that. We flipped right to the page. There's synchronicity for you. Opportunities allied with readiness. The awareness of synchronicity, luck and good fortune appearing as signs and symbols. It's a magical alignment of events. You've stepped into alignment with the greater good, where your dreams and the collective dream resonate in exquisite harmony. Now is the time for luck and preparation to meet and create miracles that you could have never planned all by yourself. Keep in mind that you are a channel, which we have here. Remember, completely different deck. You're a channeler. That's one of your double missions. You are a channel for providence right now, as a higher energy uses you as a force on behalf of the whole world. Your fortune becomes everyone's fortune. Everything you bring into being now will leave a wondrous legacy. We have legacy showing up here as well, for others. Look at these synchronicities, right? Boom, boom, bada bing. All right, last but not least here, everything you bring into being will leave a wondrous legacy. Your service to the world is being supported at this time. Expect the unexpected and smile, for Spirit loves you so very much. So I love that the last sentence is expect the unexpected, because that really does sum up Mercury retrograde. But it may be an optical illusion for some of you that you're shattering, and it could be that you're shifting the vibrational frequencies within you at a very, very huge level. Thank you so much for being here today, connecting and watching. Thank you for your precious time and energy. If this reading resonates, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. It certainly helps the divine channel messages get to those that need it most, and it helps the channel grow. If you're vibing with the energy here and haven't already hit that subscribe and bell button, please do so. Thank you so very much, beautiful souls. Lots of love.